Hello.
I'm sitting here like, did I get the right day? Did I get the right time? It's been one of those weeks.
I know. And yes, you did. I was trying to get the bowls all set up.
Oh, yeah.
All of them, but a few of them.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I don't have enough space for all of them in here.
Is that because the space isn't big enough or you have too many? Space isn't big enough. No.
yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. I have
my hair is
8
wild.
crystal ones and then 1 little metal guy. So
cool.
Yeah.
My sister went to a psychic not too long ago, and she said that she should get into sound healing. So now she's kind of checking some stuff out.
Yeah, it's really cool. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. Why is it not here? Jeez. There it is. It can be expensive to get into, depending on like what brands you go with and stuff.
Right.
Like the set I have that's like this, I got on Amazon for like $550, which isn't too bad. But then they have the like Crystal Tones as a brand, and theirs look a little different. And those go for like $500, $600, $700 for a bowl on the low end, and then like $1,200 on.
Wow.
Yeah. So it can be, and then like the metal ones are usually a little bit cheaper because they're smaller and
right.
So make sure nobody's having trouble. Okay. And got some chat. Okay. Yep. That's fine, Quinn. You're probably gone already, but it's okay. Okay. I want to make this smaller just so I can see the Facebook group in case anybody makes a comment. I'm just having difficulties. Yes. This is. Ta-da! I got it locally. So yeah, Amazonite and lava stone and little metal beads. Thanks. And then this one I made recently with the little neighbor girl. So it's got aquamarine and smoky quartz. So, and then wood beads, and some of the wood beads are painted. So, there we go. Okay, go ahead. We are gonna wait a few minutes just for everybody to pop on. So you are welcome to get drinks. Make sure you have your notebooks. Anything else that you think you will need, paper, pens, phone, blankets, pillows, food. I mean, totally feel free to eat. So resident tourists, I will not prevent you ever from eating. Yay, Kelsey, you made it!
My daughter's really embracing her Taurus.
Yeah.
She's decided that she's bougie. Bougie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, well, do it with somebody else's money, please.
Well, I just bought a skirt. I paid $13 for it, and part of that was shipping. And there's smart ways to be bougie. So her and I will have to talk.
I think, yeah, I'll have to connect you guys because, yeah, she needs to find a sugar mama or a sugar daddy, whichever.
Yeah.
Or make her own money.
Yeah, and like this sweater I think I got for like less than $10. So
nice.
Yeah, there's ways to do it. Yay, Charlotte, welcome. Kristen's not coming. That's okay. I just talked to her. Who else are we waiting for? I think we have everybody who said they are going. Maria wasn't sure if she was going to make it or not. Okay. We're good then. All right, so take a moment. If you need to go grab drinks, food, pillows, blankets, notebooks, pens, digital devices for writing things down. Ooh, Pam, awesome. So good. We're getting started. Perfect time to get started. What else might you need? Crystals, if you have any crystals that you want to hold on to, grab those. Or if you just want them nearby. Grab your oils if you want to put some of those on. Just make sure you are feeling all set. We're going to be clearing today, clearing and protecting. So your business, and kind of branching it out from there. So like the pathways that people come down and everything. So if you're not familiar with this concept, for me, what our businesses tend to look like are square looking containers. And then there's like branches that come out from the top, and that's pathways that people come down into our businesses. It looks very similar for programs or offers or that kind of thing. So they'll come down from affiliates or from social media or things like that. So what the pathways are will vary from person to person and from business to business, but we're going to be clearing those too. You have personal pathways for abundance. So we're going to make sure we're all cleared and protected across the board. We're just going to close the door. So any questions before we begin? And you can unmute yourself if you have questions, or you can pop them into the chat. Okay. Looks like Pam said no, Quinn said no, and she's back. All right. I also have singing bowls here. So Charlotte said no. So you'll hear those kind of throughout. Yay! Okay, awesome, Quinn. So they are just adding that extra vibrational level of clearing. So you're going to receive the Reiki that'll be clearing, and all those things. We'll go through the meditation. So you will be able to use your own energy work, whatever that modality looks like for you. Even if it's just a free form kind of thing, like you will be adding your energy to that. And then the singing bowl starts adding an extra layer. So, yay. Great. So it doesn't look like we have any questions. So go ahead and make sure you're relaxed. Close your eyes. Take that big sip of water. I have juice, watered down juice. So whatever you need. And actually, I'm going to move this down here. All right. And please feel free to hop on video or not, whatever is comfortable for you all. So let's begin. I like to start with taking a couple deep breaths just to like recenter myself into my body. And it's as deep as you feel comfortable. So if you've been sick and you have like that chest congestion, it's okay if you aren't taking as deep of breaths as you normally are able to. And then just kind of rotate your shoulders and your neck. We're just loosening up the body a little bit. You can even rotate your back, wiggle your fingers and toes, so that way you're just nice and relaxed. And I like to stick my hand on my heart. You can do that. You can lay them in your lap, whatever is comfortable. We're going to fall into the heart space, your intuitive space, whatever you connect with the most. So that may be a certain chakra point, but it's that quiet space, that expansive space, space where you work your magic from. And with each ding from the bowl, we'll just drop further and further. And for our clearing today, we're going to bring up the images or the feelings or the sounds and the smells, whatever you connect with the most of your business. We're going to start there. So I want to bring in that connection. You may visualize your business card, your website, what it looks like to be in a session with you. That way we're also bringing forth that energy. And I want you to bring up an image of your own energy. So you can see this like a projection, or like you're expanding it out in front of you. You're pulling it up on some fancy digital energy tablet. We want to have both your business and your own energy present, connected. And just take a moment to sit with these energies. See if there's anything you notice, any feelings that come up, any particular images. And take a deep breath and release it. And as you're letting that breath ease out of your body, we're going to bring the Reiki and any other energy modalities that you are connected to. Bring that energy down through the pathways. So we're kind of starting further out, starting with those pathways, with your connections to others, with how things are received into your energy. All that energy is just washing through, clearing anything out. You may notice debris. You may notice clouds of energy. You may just notice feelings, different colors. All of that is being cleared out. And the Reiki continues along these pathways, getting closer and closer and closer until it reaches your aura. So we're starting at that outermost layer. We just ask for you to welcome it in. And this also corresponds with that outermost layer of your business's energy. So invite it in, welcome it in. It's okay to be unsure or feel any of these things, even excited. I'm just going to start washing through all those layers, clearing out any gunk that we pick up as we move through our days, anything that people intentionally or unintentionally throw our way. And it's going to move closer and closer until it touches your crown chakra and the front door, that first opening into your business's container. We can think of that also like the crown chakra of your business. Reiki's going to start filling in. It flows easily, touching any cobwebs or blockages, things that we have had to deal with over long periods of time, things that thoughts and beliefs that we've picked up have created, ancestral energy that we were born into. It could be birth ancestral energy, so your family. It could be collective ancestral energy, the ancestral energy of groups that you have been initiated into and welcomed into. It could be your galactic ancestral lineage and ancestry. So as it's moving through you, it is also reaching out and clearing any of these blockages, any of these old programs, anything that is not in your highest alignment, anything that is going to make it more difficult, that is going to cause fear and struggle, anything that is going to prevent you from living your best life, from living your purpose, from creating that massive impact. And it's the same within your business. So you'll see the Reiki moving through your business, feel it moving through, clearing out any ancestral history of your business, right? So anything that it is related to, past businesses, collective energies that it is attached to. So the collective energy of business is an ancestry, the history of business, the history of your experiences in business, the history of clients and customers and guests and products and offers, clearing all of these things. And so as the Reiki is moving through that inner layer of energy, through the third eye, the throat, the heart, and the corresponding chakras in your business, it is clearing, it is releasing, it is rewriting these stories. And it is reaching across this lifetime, past lifetimes, future lifetimes, parallel lifetimes, and everything in between. And it moves through the solar, the sacral, and the root, down through your legs, down through your root system. So the energy that grounds you into the earth, that grounds you into this plane and existence. The root system that grounds your business into this plane and existence, that allows energies to release, to clear. The Reiki and these combined energy modalities are evaporating, dismantling, and pushing out all of the gunky stuff, all the blockages, the stickiness, the fears, any of those energy leaks are being cleared out, so they're being repaired. Your energy and the energy of your business is just becoming whole and radiant as the Reiki continues to move out through the aura again, those outer layers down through the bottom and down into the earth and out through any other connections, any other lifetimes, situations, any other people, any other connections to belief systems, any other pathways that you are a connection to. And it's just creating this radiant ball around you and your business, all the way out to those boundaries and past them. And at this edge, we're going to bring in protection. So that way it's a preventative to prevent any of those gunky energies from coming back in, to prevent any sort of parasitic connections, any energy vampires, any of these things, any leaks. So I want you to hone in on this boundary that's like just outside your energy, just outside your pathways, just outside the energy of your business and its pathways. And just notice what it currently looks like, what it currently feels like. There may be some things that you want to add or tweak or change. So if it is appearing very open, you may want to put a stone wall around it, or you may want to put a sheet of crystals. So maybe some selenite, which is very clearing. Maybe you want some signs that are like, hey, no trespassing, no gunky energies. You can call upon your guiding spirits and your spirit team to help maintain this boundary of protection. That isn't just for you, and it isn't just for your business, but it's also for any clients, customers, guests, people that come through your business, so that they are protected and safe when they are being vulnerable, while they are growing with you. So take this time to just build that space. And know that nothing can come through without being in your highest good, without being in the highest good of all. So including your customers, your guests, including the highest good of your business. Nothing can come through that is willingly harmful, even unknowingly harmful. Right? So we're just adding that layer of protection. There's still gates and things for people to come in, for energies to come in, for abundance to come in, for opportunities to come in. Know that you still have free will to change this boundary, to expand it, to grow it and change it as your life grows and changes, as your business grows and changes. So we're just going to bring again that energy, the Reiki, your own energy that you use. We're just going to wrap it around that boundary just a few more times for some extra protection. So it's like the setting spray on our makeup or the setting spray on our canvases, the sealant that goes on our countertops or our backsplashes. It's just that last layer that just helps bring it all together. And I want you to come back to your own energy and the energy of your business. So just shift your awareness. And notice what that feels like now. what you might be seeing or feeling or smelling or hearing or knowing. If there's any tweaks that you feel like you want to make there, any other energies you want to cultivate. And know that you can bring up these connections at any time. You can make changes at any time. You can shift things. But you are clear and protected. You are ready for receiving. There is space for receiving, even if you can't see it. There is this beautiful space for all the growth that you'll be doing through spellbinding sales, through your other ventures alongside spellbinding sales, growth in your business, in your clients, and in yourself. There is space to become that future you that you have seen, that you've dreamed of, future of your business that you have seen and dreamed of. And take a deep breath, breathing all of that in. So as deep as is comfortable. Even take a couple breaths. And one more. And again, just feel all this energy within you, within your business. Bathe in it. Allow it to radiate from you. All right, and on your next deep breath, you're going to begin coming back into awareness of your body. So into your fingers and toes, into the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe even into any tingliness in your legs. You've been sitting on them. And as you begin to feel comfortable and like your awareness is coming back, you can start wiggling your fingers, your toes, rotating those shoulders again and your neck, and stretching your back. That way we're bringing back in that body awareness. And you can take this moment to open your eyes if you haven't done so and jot down some notes. So anything that you want to make sure that you remember, anything you want to make sure that you ask about or talk about, jot down some notes. And make sure you take a couple sips of your water, your juice, whatever you have. And if you have some snacks, you can go ahead and nibble on that a little bit. And then we will discuss. So anything that came up, anything that you notice, anything that you're feeling. And you can feel free to come off mute if you are in a space to do so, or you can use the chat. Does anybody want to go first? Anybody ready to go first? I mean, Pam is the only person I can really see. So I feel like it's kind of mean to pick on Pam, but we're going to pick on Pam.
See, so the last group Reiki I did with you was clearing our pathways to abundance. Mm-hmm. And in that one, I ended up by the end of it, I had 3 pathways. 2 of them I didn't even know were there, so they all got cleaned up in that, right? So this time, of course, I went to the soul of my business, and I was on my front porch of that building, and so the driveway was super long. So I've kind of shortened that up a little bit. And it used to be there was only, like, last time I guess I went into my soul of my business, there was only like one road, and it was kind of like you're on the top of this hill and you came along and then you had to come down. And so that path is still there, but now there's like a gravel road coming around that hill from the one side, and like more of a really well kept paved road coming from the other side to the driveway now that's a little bit shorter. So I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, so it's like the long one that's kind of like winding around the hill and like going down. That one sounds like it's a long way to get into your business, right? To get into the solar business. And
yeah, and it feels like those are probably the people that have a longer path or whatever before they're ready to work with me, right? Which is that's fine. So yeah, so that was really cool.
Shorter ones and shortcuts around the
exactly, yeah, because I have a couple of ways to come into my business. It doesn't all have to come through the front door. There is a side entrance now too, from some of the other soul with biz work that I've done, but now I have more actual roads coming into. So
yeah. Some more pathways. That almost seems to reflect your personal pathways of abundance, there being 3. And
yeah. So
yay. Any questions about anything that you saw, or?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything that I didn't expect, I guess.
Okay.
It all felt really good though. Like that was one thing, especially putting up all the protection. Like that. So
yeah.
No trespassing.
Yeah, no trespassing. Yeah, I mean, because it's kind of like your own energetic boundary, right?
Yeah.
And 2, it's also I've talked about this before, but I don't know how much everybody is familiar with this. So as change makers, ripple makers, change agents, right? It's kind of like we're running the opposite direction in the pool. So I had a pool not as I was growing up, but a little bit later. And like, even though we were still kids and we'd have fun, like we'd run together in the pool and you'd create a whirlpool. And then like one person would stop and get kind of like spun out and like get pushed along. So it's kind of like that. Like we're all in the energy of the world and our society and other things, like running in one direction. And as change makers, we're kind of pushing against that. We're changing the direction, right? And so it's difficult. It takes a lot of energy. It's tiring. And so adding that extra layer of protection just like helps to make that a little easier, because whether people are intentionally doing it or not, whether there's energetic entities that are purposely doing this or not, right? Like it can make it difficult. And so that extra protection just kind of helps, like, so nobody's like, you know, as you're running along trying to go the opposite direction, they don't like stick out their leg and like sweep you out from under your feet kind of thing. So
yeah, well, because that was one thing I noticed, like when we were like way out at the boundaries, and then like when you asked us to come back to our own energy and our business energy, it was just like I didn't realize how stretched I was until I came back, right? And it's like I am like, how often are we stretching ourselves and not really thinking about it, not really aware of it? Yeah, and how important I get is how much, I don't know, it just was like, it's really important. Like I already knew that as an empath, it was really important to take care of my energy. But now, I don't know, there's just another awareness, I guess, around the business part too. So thank you.
You're welcome. And yay, Quinn, I'm glad you like this analogy so much. And because you commented, I'm going to call on you next.
I'm just putting my video and microphone on.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. So yeah, no, that was wonderful. And I wrote down some notes. The one thing that I just kind of had, the first thing I noticed was that I felt actual movement in my body, and I actually felt my business, which was interesting. I've never like physically felt my business before. Like I've imagined it and visualized it as a box thing. Like I've done that, and I've been in the soul of my business, but I've just never really like felt such an emotional connection to it until today. It almost felt like that gave me the space to like connect with it, which is actually very big. Yeah. Because that's been a big problem. I just realized that's a big deal. Okay. But it was just like, I was just receiving it. Like, it felt so good. And so then the other thing I like Pam said, I also loved the protection. And I envisioned my protection as obsidian, just kind of a nice little coating of shiny obsidian. And I also put like various obsidian like statues in the soul of my business, like in the building, so that throughout the building, the clients themselves also have the protection too. So that was kind of cool that it like materialized that way as like a statue made out of obsidian. So I thought that was cool. And then the other thing that just kind of happened is, and I think it was because of something you said too, but I started to envision like these like seeds, like energetic seeds raining down from the sky onto the soul of my business. So like, this is like me seeing the building and like the soul of my business, and having those seeds like rain down and plant themselves, and that their function is that they'll activate a series of signs and synchronicities that will guide my soulmate clients to the business. This is not an idea I came up with. It just kind of happened, and I knew what the seeds were, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that felt really good.
Yay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did you have any questions about anything that you saw or you experienced?
I don't think so. I mean, at one point I randomly saw a ship in the middle of the ocean, and I was like, what's that? I have no idea what that is. And it was so vivid. And I was like, okay, could just be my brain also just being like, like kind of just glitching. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was really vivid though. Yeah, I don't know.
What kind of ship? I would be interested.
It was kind of like one of those like old like colonial ships that they would explore in when they would go from Europe to North America. Like one of those old boats with sails. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, that's really cool. So it kind of brings up that exploration piece and the exploration in your business, the exploration of your clients.
That's actually a good point too. And as you were saying that, I had something just click. And my ancestry is European, like, you know, mostly English, mostly British. And it might have actually happened around the time that you were clearing ancestral wounds and ancestral stuff. I just realized that. So that's also another thing. And exploring too. That's another thing to think about too.
Yeah. And exploring is kind of like the other side to the coin, right? There's the fear of the unknown, and then there's the excitement of the exploration.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yay. Good to know. Just in case it's a theme, right?
Yeah. Actually true. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Do you feel complete?
I feel complete.
Okay. It's a Kristen thing we're gonna borrow.
I like that.
Who wants to go next? There's only 2 of you, so you can fight for it. Or fight not for it. Okay, Charlotte. Yay!
Okay.
Hey!
Hi. So when we were talking about the roots, like our business, I saw it almost like it was a combination of like a circuit board and like roots of a tree that just went all the way out, like as far as I could see. And then like just as we were clearing stuff, I saw like it was almost, you know, those like commercials where the root or the plumber commercials where they'd like shove gunk out and it would like shoot out. Yeah, I kind of saw that vision, which was kind of cool. And then when you're talking about the edge of my business, it was this cliff that you could just look down from, and it just went on forever and ever, and I couldn't see the bottom of it, which I found really interesting and like almost a little sad and disturbing that it just kept going. So from there I put just this wall of kyanite in it. Some of it was like the aura treated kyanite, so it kind of had that rainbow glitter to it, which I found really pretty. And then randomly I saw a butterfly and 2 people shaking hands, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you associate butterflies with?
I don't even know.
Okay.
There's nobody in particular that I would associate a butterfly. I think probably butterflies for me are more of a new beginning kind of a thing, like a shift. That's probably what I would associate a butterfly with. Yeah. And then the shaking of hands, it was odd because it was 2 males shaking hands. So it wasn't like I was shaking hands with somebody else. It was me watching somebody shake hands. So I'm not sure who those people were.
Yeah.
Or why they were shaking hands. It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, Pam said transformation, so I think that's also butterflies. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. But 2 dudes shaking hands. That's interesting. Like.
Right? I don't know where it came from. It just like popped in as we were kind of closing everything down,
All right.
like and ending the meditation.
Yeah. Do you have like any guiding spirits who appear as dudes or?
I do. I have one for sure that I know of.
Okay.
That is a man. So it could have been a different guide. It could have been like an ancestor, and they were just meeting up like, hey, we got this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, could very well be what it was.
Yeah,
like
it definitely it seems to have that feeling of like completeness, definitely at the end where it's like, all right, you deal, you know, like we're good,
right?
We drew this thing up. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see, Quinn says that the butterfly might also be a message of your own eccentricity and places where you're different from what people expect you to be. Interesting.
I could get behind that one too, because it's interesting with my current business that I'm in, which is my aesthetic business. It's something like that I've kept for about 6 years, but the energy has still felt the same. And I haven't been able to, like, I've grown as a person, but I feel like I can't reflect that in my business because of who my clientele is.
Okay.
So, and I've opened up a lot more and just kind of had a big old bucket to the, like, who cares what I think or people think of me, but like I haven't transferred that to my business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how I will or if I will, but
yeah,
that's, damn it, that's a lot deeper than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. It's just gonna be part of the journey, right? Like it'll kind of
part of the journey.
Yeah. Or maybe you're on the precipice of that change with your cliff.
Yeah.
And Quinn says, or the process of integrating it into your business. Yeah, so that's another good
one. Yeah. And I mean, ideally, my next phase that I know I want, and I've been invited to start, is a sexual wellness center. So, or shop, whatever you want to call it. So there's this thing where I don't know if this aesthetics business is coming to an end completely, or like if eventually it will, or if I'm just going to transfer it into something different and change it into, instead of being in the treatment room, being more online based. So
yeah,
I don't know, or less in the treatment room and more online based. So there's a lot of transformation.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's kind of scary too, but like also exciting. Yeah.
And that's probably why I felt like it was a little bit daunting on the edge of that cliff.
Oh
too. Yeah. Look at me figuring shit out.
Yeah. Look at it. Yep. Jot it down.
Yep. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what this is for, you know, and spellbinding sales as a whole is figuring that stuff out. So. Yay.
I love it. Well, thank you. This is awesome.
Oh, good. Oh, my sticky note fell. Do you feel complete?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Good. I think Kelsey's gonna come back and do this again and then share. So I will look forward to, and you can tag me, Kelsey, like in a post of what you experienced. And if anybody's watching the replay, you can also tag me in a post of what you experienced. Like, feel free, or you can reach out to me. So yeah. Did anything anybody else said kind of like trigger something or bring something up for you, or like spiral some thoughts? Because we're all in this space together, so we're all kind of like in the energy together, and so it's not uncommon for messages to resonate across. I mean, you can share, you don't have to share. You can think about it. This is definitely like, you just went through it and now I'm asking you to process it really fast. But please feel free to also just like process on your own too. Give yourself that space. I mean, that's why you have like this kind of every other week piece. So Quinn says, I loved how both Charlotte and I use protective stones for our protection. Yeah, I like how crystals came up. Definitely crystal people. So you can't really see, you might be able to see these ones down here, but the whole space has crystals. So this is definitely a space to explore crystals if you are feeling like that. So yay! And I think Quinn also works somewhere with crystals too. So like she gave us the down low. And then Anna, who's in the group, sells crystals too, and she knows a lot too. So we have a ton of resources of people who are into different things and can bring different things to the table in spellbinding sales. So lots of cool stuff. So Quinn loves crystals and works part-time at a shop. Pam doesn't think she'd be bringing home a paycheck if she worked in a crystal shop. She'd probably just be homing crystals. Like, they probably wouldn't even have to give you a check, just give you the equivalency in crystals, right? And the struggle is real. It is. Yeah. Just here, I'll just take this, thank you, and you just like walk out the door. I actually was at side note, I was shopping at a local crystal place, and they sometimes have people who do readings. And so the person who was doing readings was wrapping up, and instead of getting money, they were getting crystals, like literally, like they were picking up crystals from the shop. So yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. So it sounds like we would all lose money and just come home with crystals at that point, which maybe isn't really losing money. I mean, you get crystals, right? So trade off.
I mean, does that mean that like I can pay my mortgage with crystals? Like,
I feel like we should move to the system. I feel like this is a good system of exchange of energy.
Yeah.
We're just,
screw money.
Screw money. Screw paper money and coins. We're moving to crystals. Like
yeah. I love it.
Exactly. Energy is currency. Yeah. If we need something tangible, then crystals. Yeah.
Yeah. And Quinn.
I mean, at least they're pretty.
Yeah. Right. Dollar bills aren't always so pretty.
Money isn't pretty. Let's be honest. It's pretty.
No.
Kind of ugly.
Oh, I Canadian money. It's at least colored.
Yeah. You.
Okay.
Nice,
that's pretty.
Yeah. There's other places that have like
American dollars, not so much. Just
they have like different designs and like
on green. Yeah. That is really not flattering.
No. Quinn, you should definitely ask your boss if you could do some readings. I think that would be a great opportunity. And since you're already there and you already have the connections, I think that would be a great idea. So, yeah. This is your invitation if you need an invitation. I can't remember if you're a projector or not. Do I have it written down here? I don't. But if you are, yes. Okay, you are a projector. Yes. This is your invitation. And if anybody else is projectors, I'm here if you need invitations. Just be like, hey, I need an invitation around this thing. We'll work it out. If you're a mani-gen or a generator and you need something to respond to and you need like some of those questions, let me know. Like just tag me in a post and like, I need some questions. We'll work on it. So, yeah. Yay. All right, well, we got a lot of Canadian energy here too. So please bring us the energy of pretty money or prettier money. And yeah, yay. All right. Any other questions or last thoughts or anything? Pam, no? All right. So, let me see. Okay, that's just Kristen about other stuff. That's fine. All right. So if you think of things later, if you're like me and it's like midnight and you're trying to fall asleep and you think of things, probably try to go to sleep first, but also maybe just jot those down and then pop them in a comment in the group later. So sleep is important. Here's your invitation to make sure you're getting your sleep and your rest. And yeah, let me know if anything else comes up.
Thanks, Shelby.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. I'm excited. So I'm glad you all enjoyed this, and I look forward to our next one and making the other calls. Co-working call that is on Tuesday morning. Yeah.
I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, not this Tuesday. Like some of us wanted. Next
I know. I think it's the 26th, and it's like kind of early for me. So I think for me it's like 9 a.m. So for Pam, I think that's like 8 a.m. for you. So we'll all, I'm gonna come in, I'm just gonna be pajamas. Yeah, so next Tuesday, and I think Kristen's also added some of the ones for December. So go ahead and check those out. Add them to your calendar. I block them off in my scheduling for my business, and then I also block them off on my calendar. So I don't know if that helps anybody.
Oh, that's a good idea. I do it in my calendar, but not all of my calendars, I guess.
Yeah. I do. It's business related. I can block
Yes.
off business time. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So Ardelia will get the replay up, so I'll get that to her and she'll get that up for everybody. And you can come back and do this multiple times if you're ever feeling stuck or like you're running the opposite direction in the pool and you're having a hard time moving and you're feeling like stagnant or you've hit a plateau. Do this again, because sometimes those energies build up. Sometimes our boundaries shift, all those things. So it's your tool. So, yay. Yes. And then hopefully I'll see you all on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.